Let's get back to work. Damn, it's 20 minutes to midnight. Yeah. I just didn't want to talk today. I was not bleh. I just wanted to keep my mind distracted and just kind of brain fart and just go into dummy mode, into hey, so I did brain fart dummy mode stuff. Um uh no, the video game stuff when I go into brain fart dummy mode and I go on that stuff. It's I don't see it as a good thing. I'd rather make love with my wife. I'd rather garden. I'd rather exercise than go into uh, technological fantasy place where you have aspects of control. I hate that. It's horrible. Having to escape into a cyber prison to get away from the prison that is life. So it sucks. It's, it's horrible. But yeah, just gotta do my best. You know me, good guy. Yeah, so, excellent guy. So and a lot of stuff that goes on with a lot of this crap. When people talk to Jesus, and just so happens almost all the science and the technology and stuff says that Jesus is the spirit of eternal faithful man, and the one man on planet Earth today that's just most like Jesus is me, early bird. And it it is agitating, because the Vatican took my spirit and turned it into a god, and it's like, gee, thanks, egomaniacs. Wow, you creeps. So when God's omnipotent and omnipotent, and Jesus explains that. Um, so does David and Solomon. Yeah, for some reason these idiots use David and Goliath and the same thing about Sparta and escaping Alcatraz, and to defy the odds. It's like, what? Okay. No, there was no defying the odds with David and Goliath. Mister, you just brought an act to a gunfight. Oh, he was going to kick his ass before he woke up in the morning. Okay. I don't know about the Spartans and the Alcatraz people, but David, yeah, no. David didn't want to do it. David knew he could do it. Guys, David used to get his slingshot and when he was 12 and 13 years old, and be able to take on wolf packs. And David had times where he got a club and scared off a bear. Okay. Protecting the flock all by himself because he was Cinder David. So he wasn't scared of Goliath. Okay. He knew he was going to kill the man. He didn't want to. Rachel, oh yes, no, he wasn't. When he hits that point, he's like me with the biker and jumping out to help the policeman in Casper. No, once it's on, right? When you're in that, he didn't want to do it. He was nervous about doing it. But when they get out there on the thing, there might be the butterfly things. David had less distraction, less TV, less stupidity than me, you know. Um, yeah, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa bop, shimmy, shimmy, bop. No, nah, no, David. We've talked. I love David very much, but I don't bother him. He has a lot of bad things going on that I can't do anything about because I'm not God, and we didn't have a surveillance network back then. Um, I don't bother David with my "You've got your troubles, I've got mine." I'm just kind of there for David to let him know that the one thing that you want to tell David the most is Katie Bug Dora stuff. We did it. That's what you're always waiting for when you want to talk. Like Sun Yat-sen is with Confucius and so forth. And so you don't want to bother the good people in the past with much of anything. When you focus on talking to them, you want it to be the right time. You can tell them, apocalypse now, rest. We did it, right? And that's what you want to get across to all the people in the past, because Book of Daniel, he's crying, Gabe, but fear not, we're gonna do it, right? And it sucks. And then, like I told Gabe, we got to understand, Daniel in spirit knows that your win. It's just how many years in what the fuck, Daniel was 4,000 years. Was it like 4,000 years BC or something like that? Yeah, so that's like 6,000 years ago, or so, I don't know, something like that. But it's like 2,000. He's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It was a long ass time ago. I don't really think about the time. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a historian in that way. I dropped out of the historian thing. Academia gets on my last fucking nerve. It's annoying. Well, I have no idea. Suzuki, there are no ideas. No, you don't have ideas. No. You have relative interactive forms of communication because grace is omnipotent and life is eternal. Okay, there are not ideas. You're merely sharing information on how to manipulate matter. And there are things you should do and things you shouldn't do. Okay? And if you need to do something, you do it. And if you don't need to do something, you don't attempt to do it. There are no ideas, you great fucking minds. Okay? I'm not being obnoxious or arrogant. I'm just sick and tired of arrogant people being obnoxious, but they're fucked. Okay? That whole thing that Mom said when she read it by some arrogant prick, poor minds think of things, average minds think of people, and great minds think of ideas. Well, ideas do this. Okay, the only reason you need ideas is to make sure that people have what they need because of your fucking ideas. Share, care, give, and accordance need to be last. Share, care, give, and accordance need built to last. Share, care, give, and accordance need built to last. Now get to work on your ideas before I kick the living shit out of you again. Okay? I get so pissed. I can't stand what these fucking assholes do here. And I can't stand the anonymous wall of fame, the anonymous wall of fame, the Temples Illuminati. Man, when I was working on this stuff, your emotions, they make a wonderful servant, but a horrible master, right? When I was a little kid, they had me, think that I was going to marry this famous woman that was really beautiful because I was what an amazing father and husband I was, right? And I kept waiting for it to happen, and it never happened. And I'd have visions in my head of, because of what they did with Katie. They did it with Kate, right? Kate told me that the lady was going to show up and look like mommy, but she was prettier than mommy. It's Jennifer Lopez, right? She's going to show up in a pink Escalade, and she had iHeartRadio in her Escalade. She was going to take us to a nice place and all that stuff. And they had me waiting for it to happen any day, and I would sit and I would think about it and dream about it and visualize it, and wonder how her head would feel in my chest and how her hair would smell. What it'd be like to be sleeping in bed resting and have her come in and touch me and wake me, and have all the kids hanging out together and being friends and laughing and enjoying the beauty of living, the Gospels. And it never happened. And I'm the best person in the history of the 21st century, that made it through the 20th century. And they're still torturing the hell out of me in the 21st century. And they could give a fuck less. Then they couldn't care less, And they don't think it's, He's cold. Yeah, I'm the cold-hearted orb that rules the night, makes colors very red as black and yellow, white. Yeah. But I decide which right and what's an illusion. Yeah. I'm just, you get real good at controlling your emotions, and then they see it as strength. Strength is courage of kindness and eternal faithful love. I've had that my whole life. I don't need a bunch of assholes abusing the fuck out of me and having me be calm while they do it. Just have them say, wow, what a strong person, and we made you strong. You made me strong. Okay, so you made me stand up to that fucking biker in that store. You made me get ready to run out and jump and have Rodney slam my damn leg. And you made me do that. It wasn't the eternal faith of a faithful man whose spirit is greater than your ego. You sure about that? I'm watching the Super Bowl ready highlight things that they're having for the Super Bowl. It's Pooper Bowl time, right? I wonder if any of those assholes knew that I would have whooped their asses on the football field the same way I do on YouTube. And the basketball court. Yeah, always really good. I just didn't, like I said, I always played to the level of competition, always held back because they will brutalize you and hurt you to win. And I just realized it just wasn't worth it. And that I wanted to teach and coach and to teach kids not to be assholes to win. Live like we're all going to live the Lord's Prayer one day, But I'm doing that now. Past, present, future operate at the same time. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. We are what we do, right? So, the best man in the history of the United States that they have any scientific evidence of, right? And I didn't want to compare. I grew up admiring the Kennedys and Malik and Martin and then Fred and a bunch of other guys and stuff too. So I grew up admiring a lot of people. And a lot of people in my family. Oh yes, naturally, yeah. And now, if, I love people and I know they're being abused by perverts that are inferior to them. And I tell my family that all the time. You are way better than the person that you vote for president. You're a better person than they are. Why do you elect to have them have manipulation over your life with technology and money and don't stand up to elect to live the Lord's Prayer with me? I don't understand you. You're a better person than the asshole who you asked to spy on your house through the Patriot Act and abuse you with money. Okay. What is wrong with you? I don't understand. So what was the dumbest thing you ever did? Paid $1,400 for a thing and then got rocket money. And what's the dumbest thing you ever did? Completely ignored the Messiah and didn't want to forgive, didn't trespass. Okay, well, she's awfully cute, isn't she? Yeah, she's cute. Yeah, they're cute. A lot of them are real cute. They just keep fucking talking, though. But they're cute. Oh, they're cute. You look at them and go, eh. And then if you think that life continues through your genitalia, you think like Frankie Valli and the, but you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived. And I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. So if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Ba-da-da-da. I love you, baby, and if it's quite all right, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, but fuck it. There's nothing too good to be true. We all exist because of truth. And that's good. There's nothing too good to be true. If you think it's too good to be true, you're lying to yourself. And you become addicted to things and you think your addiction is better than the truth of your existence because your existence sucks because you won't stand up for love with me. Right? So. Right. Who loves you, pretty baby? Who's gonna love you, mama, right? When tears are in your eyes and you can't find your way. It's hard to make believe you're happy when you're gray. Maybe when you're feeling like you'll never see the morning light. Come to me, baby, you'll see who loves you pretty. Yeah, those are my favorites of his. I like the, I don't like big girls. I don't like his falsetto. I like who loves you pretty, baby. Yeah. And when he does the accompaniment vocals on, oh, I got a funny feeling when she walked in the room where as I recalled, and it did much too soon. Oh, what a night. You know I didn't even know her name, but I was never gonna be the same. What a lady, what a night. Doom, boom, boom, doom, doom. When your lives are less manipulated and mundane, you're gonna have beautiful lives, really meaningful lives, man. Don't imagine, envision, understand. Okay. At 17, we fell in love, high school sweethearts. Love was so brand new. And it wasn't. It was something we remember. And it's like, but wait a minute. Now you're going to be like in your 60s, in your 70s, and you're going to be healthier than you've ever healthier been before. And you're going to have memories pressed between the pages in my mind. Twilights trimmed in purple haze and gentle ways. And it's gonna be so cool. There's gonna be no extortion, no exploitation, no competition for egotistical expression and bullshit because of brain chemical addiction. No, this talking mess and trying to hurt each other and all that bullshit these assholes do. I'm like King David, bitch. Okay. Still waters run deep, right? Click my glass and say a toast. I don't do toasts and all that shit. No, that's what rich people do. That's the Romans. I'm a Hebrew. Don't put no toast in the punch bowl. Don't put no liquor in it. Don't drink no liquor. Don't want no liquor. They call it spirits because it was evil spirits that you put in your body and make you do evil things. Knock, knock, knock. Makes man an equivocator. Makes him think he can do the deed, but he can't deliver. Right? Go drink some of more of your courage juice. If I were the king of the forest, not Earl, not Prince, not Duke. What's wrong with Earl? They call me Lord. Ain't nothing wrong with Earl. So, but Earl pretty good. He's very good. He's very good. Yeah. If I was watching these videos, man, I'd really love Earl. How would you, man? I think of all the people in the world right now, I think I love Earl the most. Yeah. I would think that too. Yeah. Stoplight, hold it right there. Don't proceed unless you care. Stoplight, only turns green when my heart is sure you won't treat it mean. Just getting over a hit and run. And let me tell you, it ain't no fun. I'd love to give you the right of way. Anybody else like Gloria Gaynor? Yeah, I like Gloria Gaynor too. You've been given indications that you're leaving, and I wish that you'd admit it right away. Help me understand the pattern you've been weaving. Is it only out of habit that you stay? Lay it on the line. Oh, to waste each other's time is such a crime. If you don't like the size, if you don't like the fit, you can split, you can quit, you can exit anytime. You can exit anytime. Honey, there ain't no reason to be playing this cruel, heartbreaking game. If you feel like moving on, just say something, I just might feel the same. I know you're fine, but ever so am I. Yeah, but I think I might just be a tad bit finer, girl, because you a liar, and you can't be a trier. You either do or you don't. You're either faithful or you're not. You're either truthful or you lie. I ain't got precious time to be lying with you while you lying, trying to be true, and you can't be faithful, and you know what to do. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer and stop acting like a bitch. Yeah, there you go. Lay it on the line. Oh, to waste each other's time is such a crime. Cause time, the gift of grace, the faithless steal. There you go. Okay. Boom shaka laka laka boom shaka laka laka boom boom. All right. No. So, but yeah, I was sitting here listening to music, feeling emotions and stuff. And the words of a broken heart, Barry Gibb. Dionne Warwick has a good voice, doesn't she? She has such a lovely voice, man. You see why Burt Bacharach wrote so many songs for that woman to sing? Yeah, she's so good. When you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by. Just make believe that you don't see the tears. Just let me grieve and silence and let when we say. I love that tune, man. She tears it up. Yeah. What other ones is it? Alfie? Oh, spread your wings for New Orleans. Val loved that one. Kentucky bluebird, fly away and take a message to Michael. Michael can be a girl. Remember the girl from California who's named Michael? And do you love me or are you just being narcissistic? I'm using that one on him tonight. That shit was funny, yo. All right, y'all. Well, I'm fitting to go. We'll talk tomorrow. I got chores to do. I feel a lot of your emotion, everybody. I'm feeling your emotions and I'm feeling your sadness. And, something's wrong with my baby, something's wrong with me. And we're only as fast as our slowest soldier. And that's the way I work. And if a lot of you are, well, he's just lazy. He's not getting in shape like he should. He's not. When we're living the Lord's Prayer, I'll recover with the planet and the people that want to live the Lord's Prayer. Then and only then. I will do the best I can until that day to survive, but I have to be the focal point of stop, eliminate abuse so we can recover. So who's milking this duck? Don't tell me how to be faithful and truthful. I tell you, I'm the light in the way. I'm the one like King David, not your TV shows and not your wannabe bullshit. All right? So Anonymous LY. So all y'all that are famous, if you're watching these anonymously like the perverts at that fuck factory across the mountains, all right? You show me that ass, I'm going to kick it. You know damn well you deserve it because life's eternal, grace is infinite, and you know who the gracious good shepherd is. You know who you Messiah is, you liar, all right? Go take your yes to go or whatever that shit is, and then go get your golf game on and be Happy Gilmore or whatever you're going to do. What was the other one? Caddyshack, that was right. Somebody step on a duck. It does feel good to fart. Remember Emily said that? It feels good to fart. It does. You know what? It felt good to fart for Jesus when he was, and Muhammad. Okay. You can say, excuse me, but you ain't got to fart. You got to fart. And having good bowel movements is good for everybody. So stop being so fucking self-righteous and full of yourself. You know what self-righteous means? Thinking and believing you are right when you're obviously vulgar in intercourse and wrong, right? Okay, I love you, all right? Peace out. We'll talk tomorrow.